Hi there. If you're new around these parts, let me introduce myself to you. I'm Slim. I'm a talking Chevy Colorado ZR2 and a pal to Glenn and Amy on this here channel. Sometimes they let me interact with you all, and today I'm going to give you the lowdown on the area of the Southwest that you gotta check out. I journeyed to this famous place with Glenn in the spring of 2023 and saved a lot of information to my memory banks to share with you in case you are planning a trip or just need convincing to get out and explore it yourself. Unlike the long-winded Glenn, I'm concise and will give you all the information you need. Let's get started. Let's start off here, Mexican Hat Rock. This one is just a short stop, and you would be correct if you're thinking there's not much to it. You also would be wrong. Located in the middle of the area we're covering today, it's super easy to squeeze this in when traveling between locations. There's a reason why they named it this. A flat 60-foot by 12-foot piece of sandstone rock sits delicately balanced atop a 300-foot cone of red shale and siltstone, like a little sombrero. This interesting rock structure boggles the mind how it has remained balanced the way it has over time. Plus, it's just dang cool looking. Here's some shots you aren't likely to see standing on the ground. Go ahead and marvel at this thing before we move on. Pretty cool, right? But wait, there's more. Our next one can also be another quick stop, but you're going to want to budget more time here. Trust me, not too far away from Mexican Hat lies Goosenecks State Park. Named after the winding San Juan River, it's easy to see how this area got its name. The goosenecks you see below are what is called an entrenched river meander. Goosenecks has one of the best examples of one of these in the country. Maybe even in the world. That's pretty big stuff. As you can imagine, it takes lots of time for erosion to take place, so the views here definitely earn respect. If you're wanting to spend more time here, camping is allowed on a first-come, first-served basis, but be warned, it is primitive camping with no running water. However, there are vault toilets and fire rings, as well as picnic tables, for those just stopping to have a bite to eat and enjoy the views. And for those camping, Goosenecks is recognized as an international dark sky park, so prepare to get your stargazing on. There is no river access and trails aren't marked or maintained, but hiking is allowed. As with anything, use caution and don't do anything I wouldn't do. The main draw to this park is the beauty, raw and natural, just how we like it. Now sit tight and don't go nowhere. We have some real dazzlers coming up. If those first two locations are a bit too tame for you, well, sit tight and buckle up. The Moki Dugway is here to get your heart rate up just a bit. Located north of our first two locations, the Moki Dugway is a winding bit of road of Utah 261 between State Route 95 and US 163. What you'll find here are dramatic views of the landscape around you atop Cedar Mesa, so make sure you allow time to stop at the top and take in the expansive and beautiful scenery all around you. If you're starting at the top, you'll see below you the Moki Dugway twisting back and forth to the desert floor. It's unpaved but well-maintained, so any vehicle should be able to tackle this. What makes this drive memorable are the hairpin switchbacks, narrow road, and dramatic drop-offs. Not to mention some boulders the size of small houses. So very glad those things didn't crush me on my visit. Overall, you'll descend, or ascend, depending on which way you're heading, about 1,200 feet with as much as a 10% grade. I hear riding a bike down provides quite the thrill. And if you're wondering about the name, it stems from Spanish explorers who encountered the ancestral Puebloans who once lived in this area. And Dugway essentially translates to a mountainside road. It was built in the 1950s as a way to transport uranium ore from mine to mill. So whichever way you're traveling, take a moment to experience this thrill. The views are worth it, and you can even get a glimpse of our next location. If you've been following along so far, I can only imagine that you're smart enough to know where we're going with this. I mean, there's pins on the map, so it shouldn't be much of a surprise. But if you're new to our channel, we want to offer this gem as an alternative to that popular spot. We'll get to that one, don't worry. Valley of the Gods, very near the Moki Dugway and even visible from some points of it. But this isn't something you want to view from afar. You want to be in this. Some people refer to this as a smaller version of the more popular Monument Valley. We can certainly see the similarities. Buttes dot the landscape alongside rising cliffs, and the color, the beautiful rusty reds and sage greens. Heck, there's even a mitten here too. But what really sets this place apart is, it's all on BLM land. And if you aren't sure what that means for you, let me just say these two words: it's free. That's right, drive on in, take photos, fly a drone, or just camp. You can't do all of that in nearby Monument Valley. Scattered throughout the 17-mile unpaved loop are numerous dispersed campsites. Pampered campers, be prepared to pack in and pack out with no services. No water, no cushy restrooms, and spotty cell coverage. Roads are graded dirt and suitable for any vehicle when conditions are dry, but those with large RVs or trailers looking to camp might want to pick an entrance and find a site close by. Tent campers will want to be prepared with everything they will need during their time, including a way to weigh your tent down. We found the ground unforgiving to tent stakes. What you'll get instead is quiet and that pure, raw nature feeling. Glorious stars at night and a sunrise that can't be beat. This place is perfectly named, as I can't imagine any other place gods would want to be. This land is a little slice of heaven on earth. So can you guess what comes next? Stick around and see if you're right. We saved the best for last. You can't travel around this area without visiting Monument Valley. Chances are when you think American Southwest, images of this iconic landscape immediately pop into your mind's eye, and you wouldn't be wrong for doing so. This scenery has been featured in numerous films and television shows, from old westerns to comedies, and even science fiction. The Monument Valley Navajo Tribal Park is 91,696 acres that spans across the Utah-Arizona border. The Navajo name for the area is,
Ooh, yeah, I'm not sure either, Slim. I know. Let me help you out here.
Well, there. Amy flashed it on the screen for you. Not sure how to pronounce that. I may have a wealth of informational data banks, but I'm AI. I was programmed to sound like an old smart-ass prospector, not a fluent multi-language natural human with perfect pronunciation. I'm sure you understand. Anyway, a visit to Monument Valley can either be done on a self-guided tour or a guided Navajo Jeep tour providing narration and information along the 17-mile loop through the park. Through this loop, visitors will see those famous buttes which have found their way onto so many photographs and videos. If you choose to make the drive yourself, the road itself is unpaved and can be a little bumpy at times. Motorcycles are not allowed inside Monument Valley due to areas of rough terrain and sand. The best bet would be to come prepared in a high-clearance vehicle and keep an eye on the weather, as rains can make the road a bit worse for wear. Better to be safe than sorry. But honestly, people drive down in all sorts of cars. Just use common sense. If you want to get a closer look, there is one 4-mile trail, the Wildcat Trail, that starts at the View Hotel and descends down 900 feet into the valley and clockwise around the West Mitten. Talk about immersion. If you're looking for lodging, we can suggest Goulding's Lodge. They have cozy accommodations, views of Monument Valley, rich history, which you know we love. Heck, even John Wayne stayed here, and if that's not enough, they even have the cutest welcoming staff. Aw, look at that lil fella. You can't go wrong here, it's bucket list stuff. And there you go, 5 must-see stops in the Monument Valley area. We have full-length videos on all these spots and more. Find links below. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and come back, all right? Now go get out there and explore.